Hi there and welcome to Connecticut Style. I'm Teresa LaBarbera. It's a Firehouse Friday. That's a day when we rally support for the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital. The Burn Center is undergoing a $1.5 million renovation to create more of a private, comfortable, and functional environment for patients and their families. We'll tell you all about the generous support they've received so far. Plus, over on Stage 8, Glitz, the Little Miss Christmas Pageant musical. It's a heartwarming musical comedy created by Pantocino Productions. We'll give you a preview. And I'm over here in the kitchen with Steve Jacob, the Bridgeport Hospital Foundation President, and firefighters Kevin Martin and Peter Lynch from the Hamden Fire Department. Gentlemen, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so you've been doing some fundraising for the Burn Center, haven't you?
Yes. This past spring, we did a tip of firefighter at Park Central Tavern in Hamden. We raised about $5,000, and this past October we held a golf tournament. We raised an additional $2,000 for the Burn Center.
That's fantastic.
Great
That's really
job.
going to help out, Steve, right?
It sure is. Thank you for your efforts. It's very generous.
We're glad to be able to help.
So you're handing over a check right now.
Yes.
We love this.
I have it right
I do
here.
too.
Right?
Bridgeport Hospital Foundation, $2,124.07.
Tch you so
Oh,
much,
that's
Kevin.
terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, what a great way to start the show, guys. Look right into camera 2. Tell everyone what they need to do.
Sit back.
Relax.
You're having lunch with style.
We love Firehouse Fridays, and today firefighters from Hamden are here to show their support for the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital. Joining me now are Kevin Martin and Peter Lynch. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me a little bit about the Hamden Fire Department.
The Hamden Fire Department, we have 5 stations in town. We have 23 guys on duty at all times, 24/7, 7 days a week. And we provide advanced life support services. We run 5 engines, a truck, 2 rescue companies, and a battalion chief. And we're ready for any emergency that we're called to.
Now, Peter, I know that you cover Sleeping Giant State Park. There's probably a lot of hiking situations.
Yeah, companies in Hamden tend to they get a lot of emergencies up there. This year especially, it seemed like a big year for calls up at Sleeping Giant. They've been up there pretty frequently. There's been some rope rescues that have had to be made, but that's actually not really Kevin and I's area. We work down in on Lower Dixwell Avenue. We're both assigned to Station 2. It's very busy down there, very active in the community, and that's why we're showing you what we make at work when we're trying to make something that's easy and reheatable, because we're so busy out during dinner all the time and stuff. So we're going to make a nice, easy meatloaf.
Yeah, let's get started. I'll switch spots with you. We could make the meatloaf. Is this a favorite in the firehouse?
Yeah, it's definitely something that we do a lot, and like I said, it has great replay value for other firefighters out there watching this or working families. This reheats well. You can make this in the morning, reheat it at night. Still comes out great.
I like it cold. I don't even like reheating it.
Really?
Meatloaf's great.
Yeah.
How do we get started?
Well, we get started by, and this is my mother's meatloaf recipe. She was very insistent upon that I mention that. Okay, we start.
Nice of her to share.
So we get started out with 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and we have all of our wet and dry ingredients here. We're going to add our wet ingredients first. Mr. Martin's going to be mixing for me.
Oh, you're going to get dirty, Mr. Martin? You're
Yes.
gonna put
Mr.
your
Martin's
hands
going to
in
get
there?
very dirty. He makes an excellent sous chef at work. So
Very nice.
We're going to start out with a 1/2 cup of water. Throw in 2 eggs. And we're going to throw in our breadcrumbs, which is a cup of crushed Ritz crackers. Make excellent breadcrumbs.
Ooh, what a great idea. I've never heard of that before.
So Mr. Martin is going to mix this up for us. And while he's doing that, I am going to take and start preparing my ketchup glaze, which is just 3/4 cup of ketchup. Right in the pan here.
Oh, now we have a secret ingredient coming up, don't we?
We do.
This is
we
unique.
We have crushed pineapple, and we've reserved the juice in it. So we're going to mix the pineapple juice in with the pineapple.
I like that idea.
So we're going to take it and whisk it together. And Kevin is continuing to mix together all those wet ingredients. And this might be a little less dense than some of the meatloaf recipes that people are used to. This has a lot of liquid ingredients, but it holds its moisture really well. And like I said, it's awesome. Like Teresa said, cold, it's good on a sandwich.
Yeah.
Stuff. So basically, ketchup does some awesome stuff when it's cooking. It kind of changes its flavor a little bit. So there's actually a lot of ketchup featured in the meatloaf itself. We're going to continue to whisk up this sauce.
You want me to help? I could do it.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you.
Hey, Kevin, I want to ask you, while we're cooking here, tell me about the mustaches. You guys typically rock those, or what's going on?
Well, I'm glad you actually brought that up because, no, it's not a normal look for us. we're always doing some kind of fundraising. We like to be involved in the community and helping out different initiatives. And a lot of people are participating in Mustaches for Movember this month. We're raising awareness for men's health initiatives. So we
So a
can't.
couple more days, right?
Couple more
That's
days
it?
and we can finally shave them off.
Yeah, we're neither of us are people who usually grow mustaches, so I think it's almost time to go. But it's been for a great cause. We've raised quite a bit of money. I think we're in the neighborhood of about $3,000 just for the
that's
Movember
great.
campaign. I believe there's about a quarter of the department that's participating. So.
Very good. Let's put some pictures up on the screen while we continue to mix the meatloaf and the glaze here. What are we looking at?
That is a promotional ceremony. I believe that was for the promotion of one of our chiefs,
Okay.
from battalion chief to deputy chief. That's another group shot of some guys, actually a gentleman that they had saved about 5 years prior, who was on the verge of death. They actually were able to save him, and he came back to meet the crew that actually rescued
that's
him.
so great.
So it was cool for them to be able to meet one of their guys they saved. Just a crew shot, Station 5, a couple guys after a fire.
Oh,
That
there's
was
an
a fire
action shot,
a few
huh?
years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure where that one was, but might be a couple action shots in there. That was
Wow.
I think a car fire on Route 15. Somebody snapped that, sent it into the report it feature. That's a picture of us. Just we're always involved in the community. Like I said, that was helping build a playground at Spring Glen School, I believe. So we're always doing something to get back to the community.
Very
For sure.
nice. All right, Pete, what do we do next with this meatloaf?
Okay, so next we have half a cup of chopped onions, sweet onions. Onions are great to add to any kind of meat because they have a lot of their own moisture. So they also bring a lot to keeping this meatloaf moist. This is also a great trick too if you're doing something like turkey burgers. I know a lot of people are on the health kick. I like turkey burgers once in a while. You mix some onions in with them and it helps keep the meat moist even when you have to cook it all the way through.
Good tip.
So, and we have half a cup of ketchup. There is ketchup all over the place in this recipe, so
It goes well, though, ketchup and meatloaf. It's okay.
yeah, there you go. Kevin's gonna continue to mix that up. And we have two last things that go into here. We have a shot of Worcestershire sauce. It's gonna go right in. And just a little dash of salt and pepper. There we go. Kevin's just gonna finish mixing that all up. What's going to happen from there is we're going to transfer to this baking tray right here. We're going to form the meatloaf. I know some people like to use loaf pans, stuff like that, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I was going to ask you, but either way will work?
Either way it will work, but the very important thing is when you do it in a loaf pan, you're going to have to take it out, because I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
Basically, when we get this meatloaf made, and if Kevin would be so kind to transfer the meatloaf to the...
Is it mixed up,
sheet
Kev?
cake-
You're
I
good?
think it's good.
I think, yeah,
a lot
I
of
think
it on
it's
my
good.
hands, but
Okay.
And it's a very messy operation. This is a good thing that if you have kids, something like that, you want to get them involved in the kitchen. But we're going to hand form that into a loaf. Let's get that all nice and tight.
and obviously we double or triple this recipe if one
That
were
Oh,
to
work,
yeah.
work at
How many
Firehouse.
people do you feed on a typical dinner,
At
typical night?
on our station, we have 5 members. We have an engine and a paramedic rescue that run out of the station. So we have, like I said, we have 5 people we need to feed, all big guys. So we usually have to probably double or triple this recipe. This
Okay.
is a normal single family recipe right here. So we're going to take this loaf and we're going to bake it for 45 minutes at 375.
Okay.
At that point, we're going to take it out. You might see a little grease and stuff out of here because you want to use ground beef that's at least 80-20. There's going to be some fat content. Just drain it off. And you're going to take this wonderful pineapple glaze that we've done here that Teresa has been so kind to stir up
I've been
for
whisking.
us. And you're going to take that after this has been in for 45 minutes at 375. You're going to pour it over the top of the meatloaf. And you're going to put it in for another 20 minutes at 425, bake it up a little bit, put a little crust on it.
I like that. Okay, very good.
And we're going to go ahead, take our meatloaf and put it in the oven.
All right, while Pete is doing that, you at home can also help to donate to the Connecticut Burn Center at Bridgeport Hospital. Go to ctburncenter.wtnh.com. We're going to dig into the meatloaf at the end of the show. Looks like you have one done already.
Well, through the magic of television,
Oh,
we have one
fantastic.
meatloaf done already.
Looks great.
That is what the final product looks like.
All right, we'll have the recipe over at WTNH.com. Thanks, guys. We're going to dig in a little bit, and coming up, we'll give you a preview to Glitz, the Little Miss Christmas pageant musical right after the break. Don't go anywhere.